This is a full-blown war now. There's no more prisoners. Everyone is dead. If I see you, you're not Frontier Fighter, you're dead. Yo, what is up? It is your boy, stephlyon. Today we are reacting to an Inside Star Citizen. Content-driven. What are they talking about? Let's watch it, react to it, and let's see what we think about it.
If you watched last week's 3-hour special edition of Star Citizen Live, you heard a lot about the evolution of this year's patches. But this week, we sat down with some of the non-feature folk to talk about the content-driven side of this new initiative.
Save Stanton is an event that spans over a few months, and it is all about a gang that has invaded Stanton. And it's not one of the usual ones either. It's not one of the usual suspects.
Who are these people? Who are those? Who are you? Why are you invading Stanton? Who are these terrible people?
So this started in 324, where we made this narrative journey that players will go on.
The big story beat was that there was a new outlaw pack sort of showed up in Stanton system and was wreaking havoc. They were known as the Slicers and were launching basically devastating attacks against the local population.
Targeting cargo ships, stealing cargo, targeting different locations around Stanton, such as
Wait a minute! That armor looks familiar! Who are these people?
Inhabiting them, and also going around stealing sensitive data that the CDF do not want them to have.
The CDF had got all of the players to come and help. After the players sort of stopped them from doing that, the Slicers had showed their power and showed what they was really about and brought in an Idris that players had to try and reclaim off of them.
Wait, why did he say reclaim? He said they brought in an Idris that players had to try and reclaim. Every single time this mission popped up on any server when it was going on, like a couple of months ago, everyone was complaining that people were boarding the Idris. So what was the actual incentive? Was it to destroy it or to board it and reclaim it? Or what do they mean by reclaim? Because a lot of people are angry that the mission is broken because people are trying to board the Idris and claim it. I'm so confused. Was that actually the wrong thing to do? Or are they supposed to destroy it? Because he just said reclaim there.
The viciousness of the attacks and the sort of unprovoked aspect of it is just sort of highlighting effectively what the problem is with Pyro, is that you have this sort of lawless haven for outlaws right next door to Stanton, and basically they have the freedom to kind of come and attack when they want to.
So these people just lived in a hole and decided to come to another place and make it a hole?
Some people just love chaos.
Who would be like these people? Those explosions always get me.
The player will find themselves in Pyro, ready to defend it or attack it. Depending on which one you have chosen, you'll be locked into that faction. So you can choose the Citizens for Prosperity, the Headhunters, or the Frontier Fighters. If you're working for the Citizens of Prosperity, you're doing more aid work. You're there to help people. You're not really doing much combat work. They're trying to make sure everyone survives this by passing out food, water, medical supplies.
They're basically like, we believe that there's good in this system, there are certainly bad elements, but you're just going to exacerbate the problem by trying to solve it with violence.
And the Headhunters are an old-time gang who've lived there for a long time. They know the land, they know the rules, and they're unhappy that these rules are being crossed.
Headhunters would want you in their group because they kick ass and they're fun to hang out with.
So they're on the offensive. They're here and they're going, you're not attacking our home. They're basically going to be just trying to kill the Frontier Fighters. And the Frontier Fighters want everybody dead. They're going nuclear Earth. You will be killing civilians. You will be killing Headhunters. You'll be killing Xenothreat. They don't care who. If you are in Pyro and you're not them, you're dead.
What's up the Frontier Fighters' ass?
A lot of explosives.
How dare you? Oh no!
Someone like
yeah, the Frontier Fighters are terrible. These are the worst ever, bro. They're cretin. They're vermin.
I don't know what that says about him.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Frontier Fighters is basically justice for Stanton.
They just want to live life in Stanton without being interrupted every 5 seconds. They want to make sure that this doesn't happen again.
Yes! Are you being honest about the Frontier Fighters right now?
No.
That's what they told me. No, that's what they told me. They told me that we were going to save Stantis. We wanted justice for Pyro. That's what they told me before I enrolled. And now they're coming to tell me that they're all liars. I'm so disappointed in all these liars.
The Citizens for Prosperity have seemingly found something out, but they're not telling you as an operative exactly what. They are sending you to defend their data runners, and they're trying to get them out of Pyro, and they're asking you to go on the offensive now and attack the Frontier fighters.
Why? What did we do? What did we do?
Usual for the CFP.
Hey, yo, bro, get your
trying to
aim
be
right.
more of a peaceful group in this operation, but now they're not.
Who is shooting that gun? Who is shooting that gun? Did bro just do the Ginyu pose? Bro is from the Ginyu squad.
And the Frontier fighters are aware of this data that the CFP have. They have reported that they think it's to do with their attack plan on Pyro. So they're asking their operatives to take out the data runners that the CFP are trying to get out.
I'm doing that. Yeah, I literally did this.
And also destroy any CFP-controlled servers to make sure that the data is gone and lost for good.
And the headhunters?
Headhunters, again, carrying on their violent approach of sustaining their locations, reclaiming their locations. Where Frontier fighters might have set up, they will go back in and explode every material that they had so they can get their outpost back.
Okay, right. This is a full-blown war now. There's no more prisoners. Everyone is dead. If I see you, you're not Frontier fighter, you're dead. This is actually a full-blown war.
At the end of all this, you'll learn things.
You might learn a few things about the intentions of each of those factions. You might learn something more about yourself and what moral choices you decided to make, and ways that us as designers got clear.
They did it on purpose.
At the end of this chapter, this leaves us with the truth of what was really happening and sets the stage for something more to come. The story.
Now, okay. Remember we were talking about series and the way they're going to try and make it like a series. If this is what they mean and like the Fight for Pyro, the Save Stanton, this is all like A and B, that makes sense. Then this is a good approach. I feel like this was really fun. The first part of it, I didn't really take part because I tried it a few times, but I kept getting killed. But when it comes to now, I'm doing it because I'm a lot more comfortable playing the game, and it makes sense. It, like you guys can see how hyped I'm getting about it. It makes sense, and it actually feels like I am a part of something more. The only difference is I would like to see that if more people are siding with Frontier fighters, there's going to be more things that Frontier fighters own, you know, like more like, oh, this station was taken over because this week Frontier fighters were the best or the highest KDA or whatever, and now they have this station. Because the fact that when you go in, nothing really changes. The stations and the outposts are all owned by the same people, like give or take. It's like, what am I doing? What are we winning by doing so much and winning so much? So I wanted to see a live incentive in the actual universe where I'm going in, I'm like, yes, our fight is winning us stations, our fight. And I don't want it to be a thing where it's like a contested zone. You have to go and contest for stations, but a thing of, oh, this week, these people did a lot. They took a load of supplies and whatnot. So the headhunters had to move out from the station because they couldn't upkeep it anymore. And Frontier fighters took over, and kind of be like a mechanic that works in the game that players don't get to actually take over that station, but they get to reap the rewards of, oh, now we have a station in Pyro, you know?
The story doesn't end here.
I'll keep them occupied.
The way that this story ultimately is intending to play out, there are actually going to be real ramifications based on the group community choices that are made.
Right.
So that will actually change the direction of the universe.
Okay, see, we be thinking alike because we know what we
So we're actually going to be playing around a lot with ways that players can decide how they want the universe to change.
Right. Okay.
So
that's what I was looking for.
There's going to be a bit of a twist that comes down the road, which is going to escalate basically the situation into one of our first big events. With this, it basically allows us to plan out a bit more and actually start to build a growing narrative.
Giving players more of a reason to engage and be able to talk to each other and like, hey, where did you get that item from? Oh, well, I was here when this happened, and I was here when this happened. Definable points in our universe's history adds to the story of it all, and it means that you as a player help build this world out.
So I'm really excited about the changes coming in. It's going to allow us to get more fun content in your hands more often. And it's going to provide a much more stable environment for us to work in, but also for you to play in as well.
Up until this point, we've actually been honing in on gameplay mechanics.
Guys, oh man, how do I put it? All of that sounds so amazing. My brain is like a child with sparkles going off in my brain, right? But it's like, you guys kinda can't do that until the game is working a little bit better, because even right now with Pyro itself, there's so many things I can't do. Sometimes I go to a mission for Fight For Pyro, I go to an asteroid bunker, and guess what? No one is there. My markers are there telling me that there's meant to be enemies here. Like, I'm seeing all the markers, but there's no one when I get there, you know? There's things like in the contested zones, you go in, you try to steal gear, loot gear. It doesn't work the way it's supposed to. Then you have to take all your gear off to put on the enemy gear. That puts you at such risk for that, like 5-6 seconds you need to get all that gear onto you. There's so many different things that are, it's like, we can't do this yet, because yes, it's crazy and it's beautiful, but it might break the game. It might break it. But yeah, I really like the story, the storytelling. I really like that. I really do. They've got to add missions where you need ground vehicles. They need to add missions where you need ground vehicles and you need sky vehicles. They just have to.
So with a patch almost every month this year, building the narratives of the Stanton and Pyro systems with new content less reliant on big feature work, and packed between as many bug fixes and refinements as we can manage, we aim to deliver a progressive series of improvements in storytelling that will change life in the verse for the better throughout 2025. Oh, for Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. Thanks for letting us share the people and process of game development with you.
Bro.
And we'll be back in 2 weeks with a look at Alpha 402, Supply or Die.
Bro, that is so many good things. That is actually crazy. And at first, I was a little bit, okay. Firstly, I still, till this moment, think that before we can go to a point where they're adding all these really fun things to do, they might have to like work a little bit on even getting some of the major stuff dealt with, like elevators, hangars, getting most of that major stuff dealt with. I feel like everything else we can kind of walk around. But for now, if they get those things sorted out, it's going to be crazy, man, because, man, at first I was like, storytelling, how are they going to do it? What are they going to do? How are they going to make it actual? They need a lot of time. Then I realized that it's kind of already partially there, and I'm playing it right now, and it's really engaging to me. So I'm like, yeah, it's very exciting stuff. I'm actually like, my brain is like, yeah, it looks like it's going to be really, really good. Let me know what you guys think about that, man. Let me know how you guys are enjoying the content they have so far. And like, are you actually taking part in, would you want to see more things where it's like maybe a faction gets a space station or something, like just depending on how many people do missions for that faction every month, kind of like almost like a reward for each faction, like every week or every month or anything like that. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe they even give a discount to their members. Let's say you're a member of Frontier Fighters, that month they own a station, or that week they own a station because you guys did a lot. You guys get a 10% discount when you're refueling your ship, fixing your ship, buying loot, buying weapons, things like that to kind of give back to your efforts in the star system. Let me know what you guys think, because I feel like that would be a cool thing, but it's gonna be really hard to implement per se. But yeah, that's if they could pull it off, I'll be really impressed. But until they pull it off, I'm gonna still be on the case of this is look, there's nothing like Star Citizen, but we gotta call a spade a spade. Some stuff are really freaking broken. Fix it. But let's see what they do. Don't forget, if you like this reaction, make sure to like, subscribe, join the party. Let me know your thoughts below. I'll try to reply to everyone as I normally do. But yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.